So, as a man, the steps for you finding a proper corset is pretty much the exact same steps that a woman would take. So, first and foremost, get yourself a waist trainer, but not just any waist trainer. This is a pretty cheap waist trainer off of Amazon. You want to get yourself a good quality waist trainer. There are some very subtle differences between good quality waist trainers and poor quality waist trainers, but they're differences that are pretty important. I made the mistake of buying a cheap waist trainer when I first started out, and I regretted it because after a few hours, I'd end up getting a numb patch in my thigh where I couldn't feel anything because it was squeezing the nerves. Another advantage of starting with the waist trainer is it allows you to kind of get used to the sensation of compression that a corset gives you. For a lot of people, they kind of try to dive headfirst into wearing a corset, and they end up feeling very overwhelmed by the squeezing, the pressure, and the difficulty breathing that sometimes comes with somebody who might not be more experienced. A waist trainer allows you to get more used to that sensation, so you don't find wearing a corset so claustrophobic when you first try one on. Step 2. Identify your body type. There are different corset rules for different body types. If you have a pear shape, for instance, which means you're quite bottom heavy, you're going to want to go with a long line corset that's designed for wider hips. That wider flare will allow less bunching and muffin topping. Similar rule applies to people with apple body shapes. Tip number 3. Know your measurements. Corset makers do not follow a universal standard, so it's not like a medium corset from one maker will be a medium corset from another. They all usually use their own measurement scales, which means you're going to need to know your measurements if you want to buy from them. So the best way to figure out which corset is the right size for you is to make sure that you get one that is properly measured or as close to your measurements as possible. Tip number 4, if something feels wrong, take it off. If you're not experienced with wearing a corset, it should not be uncomfortable. It should not be painful. You should not feel any kind of numbness in the thighs or in the groin or in the back. Tingling sensations should be completely non-existent. If something feels wrong, then it is wrong. The corset might be too tight. It might not be a good fit. Take it off. Take a moment to breathe, maybe try again, but not so tight. Listen to your body. Wearing a corset should not be an endurance test. And that's pretty much everything. Those are the 3 major tips that I would give to anybody who's trying to get into wearing a corset for the first time.